Well, let's get it going then. It's game number 2 of Miramar here. Game 54 for week 5, day number 2. Let's head to the commentary team once again. Demon Sims, take it away.
Thank you very much, guys. Gun, thank you very much to PEL for trolling me. But at least Martin had my back out there. But yeah. It was fun. Richard, you got away with that one. You weren't here that week, so you managed to swerve a bullet that one.
I think it'd have been all right.
You'd have got them all. Actually, you did all right. We did, because we did the same with GLL, right?
So
it was harder then, though.
I will say this. Yeah, it was, but I got completely screwed because I don't really use any pistols. If I'm on a drop, I'll look for a shotgun and look for a 6.86. But the ones that I got at GLL were all pistols, and I'm like, I have no idea. This is just a handgun that I don't even use.
You know what threw me, other than the bloody SKS they used as a
I got the
bloody
gun,
single shot, and then threw me on that one.
The sawn off. I know all. Yeah.
What threw me was the QBZ, because my mind has just been not involved in something whatsoever. It's all Miramar, and I was just like, is it the barrel?
I mean, that's apparently the new crate will be a fully automatic Car 98, apparently. That's what we're telling. That's apparently the
if
new
only,
resource.
Yeah, and like you said, the M249 was the one that completely did me as well. I actually forgot about the Car 98 one. They did it, they did it single fire, and because it was like so bassy and everything, you're just like, it's got to be a bow action or something. It's like it's a sniper. It's like it can't be. They've done the M24 and AWM.
Just full of excuses.
They'd already done it. Yeah. Hey, I wasn't calling everything a Winchester. Come on.
Wow. Can't throw under a bus like that when she's not here.
She's not here to defend herself. Yeah, she's going to be hating it when she sees all these videos come out. But there we go. Center circle, pretty bog standard one. We have seen it finishing in and around San Martin a number of times, so I'm expecting it to actually go that way. See whether it has a diverted swing or not. Being that the plane was fairly easterly, it does leave the entire western side of that map open.
So the people who could take full advantage of this situation might be FaZe Clan. The negative scenario that they have is that they're going to be taking a lot of time to get to their usual loot location. By the time they do get there and start going through the loot, someone like Liquid or Knights might be moving closer to their position. When we look at this one, prime territory right now, you'd be looking somewhere around Power Grid, maybe further afield, slightly more to the right-hand side. You can't go too deep for the simple fact that you've got TSM, NIP, Unity have already got a player in there, so you'd expect them to kind of edge the bets, put the dash dish up there so they can follow and take that compound that we actually saw Raise Your Reg do well in yesterday of a game 1 or 2 where they got second place against FaZe Clan. But yeah, this is, as you mentioned, you are completely correct. The entire western side of this circle currently is open. For how long, I do not know. You wouldn't expect too many to try and play edge, but then again, really, how central can you play off this when you've got teams already pre-setting up and getting themselves ready, essentially? You know, Reels, I mentioned it on the Knights, they've already taken Power Grid. They've got 2 players down below Power Grid. They've got Reels on the opposing side of the road. They're really, really spreading out here, and that's what you should do, because then you can peacock players that are coming by, push them further away, and then when the circle updates, like, well, we've got such a large foothold on the map, we can play off whatever we want to.
Yeah, it's tough rotate for, say, Raise Your Edge, who've obviously gone for their southern drop instead, and Porto Paris, so it is problematic. Winstrike are happy because obviously it left Chris Doval open. It's an interesting one, right? Because they went there because they came out of the plane early. They went there obviously the last time as well. They could have gone to Ramada, which is their standard drop up in that northern side. So there was nothing really stopping. Chris Doval, where they normally go. Let's see what sort of rotations we get, though, because we're already at the 4 minutes mark. Obviously, Team Liquid, you know, the Picardo. They're not going to be rotating early. There's no reason to. He's gone. Nasus. Oh, dear. Vitality. I think if we're going to look at points, this is probably going to be one of their worst weeks. They are not with it at the moment. And again, losing a player this early. This time being Unity, obviously do drop nearby. They are often bumping heads. Shadow just trying to get himself an angle on this one, but I think Orange may actually have seen him as well. So we'll keep our eye on that kill feed, see whether Shadow gets caught out again. Winstrike, they're way up north. They got nothing to worry about.
I'm not seeing if there's going to be any weird and wonderful stuff that goes on. James is slow walking, so that would surely give you the information that.
Oh, until he becomes bombing in on the bike. He's like trying to sneak in there, and he was like, "It's all right, boys, I'm coming in."
It could be a really good bait and switch, though. That's exactly what it is. He just waited for him to make the maneuver, and now you see that's amazing. If that was not accidental, And that was Jimbo just slow walking it, not to give away position, then Ibib in the bait, finish him off. That's quite a nifty little play. You love to see it. So that'll give them the compound, and more importantly, this is setting a bit of a stamping ground for Team Liquid.
It's a strong compound as well there.
It is, but the most important thing is the fact that they can basically just tell the Knights,
and everything. Yeah.
jog on, boys. This is ours now. We've got full control of this. Don't bother coming this way. You've already lost a man. And even if it doesn't set that precedent, if you're not trying to show your dominance and show your chest, so to speak, it's a simple fact that the Knights are now down a man, so of course they're going to turtle back into the shell and say, okay, well, we'll just have to play this one easy and go a bit more passive.
Back away into that. I do worry about Reals now being separated solo. Obviously, FaZe could certainly come in that direction. They are the only team out the west at the moment, but I expect to see Na'Vi and maybe M19
player doing in these rotations. He's just fallen off his bike again.
Chris giving another. Oh, it's an all.
Look at the scope. Oh, well, yeah, you can have a crate all you like, but Gustav sees you.
Oh, Rexco. Rexco looking like, I want my 100 kills.
Thank God he had that level 3. I might have been down and dead then. Gustav falls back. Who takes the arm on G2? I don't think it'll be Chris because he likes to play AR aggressive, doesn't he? It'll be Kaint, maybe?
It's, yeah, it might be one of the supports. We'll see. He's got the arm on his back, Chris has. He's off. We'll see whether he trades it though. Whether he
Golden Glory with the 15 times on the back.
Yeah,
that's a big. Yeah, that's a big upgrade for the big man.
Yeah, Gustav, I'll keep your head down, son. It's coming your way.
It's when you scope in, you just see the full skull in your vision with that thing. Oh, it's huge, but it's like using it. The thing is, like, wild.
You're using it because you so rarely get it. You're actually generally pretty crap with it, right? You just can't use it very well.
I prefer a 6 times over an 8 times. That's just personal preference.
I mean, you can zoom in and out with that one. Get it how you want it.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing because you've got things like 2 times, 3 times. I mean, the 3 times is the monster of it on the back of the ARs now. Been able to spray with them.
But we're talking about the 2 times for a minute. That's another band topic.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It definitely. Oh, I didn't see where you were going with that. Anyway, okay, I like that one. That was a good.
Sneaky. It was sneaky.
Yeah.
It was sneaky.
I'm thinking ban. Okay, now I see where you're going with it.
Team Liquid just getting a little greedy and forced to back away from that one with CrowCrowd on their backs. So I think they're probably just going to rejoin. They've tried to go for as wide a split as they can. But yeah, with CrowCrowd actually coming in, unusually coming in as a 4. Maybe that victory is going to kick them on here. They are, it's crazy, right? Because that was their first victory. Yet they are 9th on the table. Quite, there's a decent amount of points from. And we're in this wild situation with the points where sure, there's a gap, but there is a possibility that ENCE and Winstrike could drop into that relegation zone. 2 of the top 4 teams from Phase 1. What a bonkers situation.
And don't forget what we saw ENCE do in Phase 1. And I also think one thing that does go underrated for Winstrike is what they did at FaZe.
Yep.
They were one of the teams that people thought, okay, well, I mean, they weren't supposed to get there. They beat out in Phase 1, G2 by one point, and then somehow qualified for the grand finals. It's a nasty little team. It's a good little roster. And they can do some work, but certainly both of the Finnish teams here, they're not having an easy run of Phase 2.
Yeah, they were very passive in the opening weeks, and they sort of adjusted that and sort of got a little bit more aggressive lately. I think their problem, their fight they had with NIP was a bit of a confidence knock with VOD 1v4 in them in the house. They were very close to picking up a victory last week, again, against NIP. They've got 2 victories already, though, so we'll see how it continues to progress. They're just outside San Martin. FaZe, we were talking about how these could certainly come up on the western edge, and they have. You can see Set is very much close, and it suddenly is the central point. Okay, we've seen this circle a number of times. We saw it in Phase 1 as well a bunch of times, right? Yep. Just outside of Power Grid, there is a couple of ditches. It can be mean territory, and we can see Set already engaged with Fuzzface there. Mex is going to be the one that catches him out, and Fuzz will come in to flush it out and secure those kill points. Remember, Fuzz is in the top 5, so he's just making sure he keeps them points going there.
I mean, it's fine for Set. It was all right being a scout, but where's the rest of his team? They're going to be set back, so either disengage from this position, move back, just pick one.
They're back
2-1-1.
They came into that spot as a 4, and then they've gone and spread completely out. I don't know if that sound actually works with it, but there you go. And they sort of tried to spread on Team
I think
Liquid,
the best way to say it is they're getting greedy. I mean, look at where Tab is. Literally middle of nowhere, and his teammates are also nowhere to be seen right now.
And he drove there, so he's not even secret.
It's just, if you're going to do a split, do a 2-2. But for God's sake, stop putting individual players like this, because then you will lose them. Like where Seth was, all the rest of the team should have then collapsed with him, or he should have fallen back to where they were. FaZe, it's good from them. They saw the circle, said, okay, let's commit to this. Let's take that whole compound for ourselves. They have done. This now extends their arm reach deeper into the central of the circle. The Knights, they'll take power grid, easy for them. The only thing for Knights is they have to be very aware of a team coming in the back side of it, because you can hide away and you can creep up that hill. At the moment, though, the focus, we have to shift either between the north or the east. We got Rec, Vitality, ENCE, and then up at the top, we got G2, TSM, a battle that we saw on the other time. Looks like Vitality taking a few shots out in the field. They've got out the vehicles, the smokes are there. I'll tell you what, all those players are heavily damaged. This could be an easy pick-in for Scoom.
He just smashed the head of Jazza and caught the head of Kramer as well, but luckily only had the Mini 14 is what kept him alive.
Look
and he
at
get
Shiv.
knocked down there.
Shiv's just going for the extension.
Go for the nade.
Yeah,
Shoop.
nades out once again.
Straight to the hay bale.
Somewhere you will see.
Second one. Oh, so good. They're both gone. Job done. Job done.
Wow.
Shadow, the last man standing out in the field. He's going to get spotted by Haxetti, I would have thought, as soon as he tries to make a run for this. Gets an angle. Shiv did not see him. Former teammates going at it here. Shiv's going to go for the peak and will find the headshot. And Vitality for the second game running go down in 16.
Oh, no, we just... Yeah,
Whoa,
okay.
Shiv. Whoa, a little bit of afters there from the old Vitality days. Player was kicked, obviously, a long time ago now.
Bit of BM. I'm a fan. Shoot his body. Somewhere at home, Hayes will be kicking a desk.
Flipping the desk, I think.
Yeah, face planting his monitor like grenades again. Unfortunately, have been the downfall.
That wasn't grenades. That wasn't grenades. Was the downfall. That was simply getting shot.
I just mean back to back. They've fallen down by grenades again, two of them. It's just unfortunate. It's a questionable place to get out of a vehicle in the middle of the field. I will say that. And again, just losing one player straight off the back. We've seen it a fair few times. You're always playing off the back foot, aren't you, when you lose one player so early on.
And don't forget the history, obviously, Reciprocity and Vitality. For week one, back and forward, trying to fight for the positions, fight for the spots. So Rec are going to be delighted with that. They've passed them, just passed them in points as well on the table. And, that's going to boost their points as well. That. Yeah, there's a lot of history going on between that. Yeah. But okay, here where we're going to go. We're going to go into power grid again. Yeah, pretty much close to. M19 sitting in the hills along with FaZe. They're going to be happy in that compound. Team Liquid kind of living in the ditches at the moment. I don't think the Knights are going to move out of power grid from this one. CrowCrowd could be loving to have Set with them, but at the moment they're sticking as the 3 and Unity in the compound that we saw Team Liquid fighting for earlier on, just on the outskirts. The problem is what's going to happen in the north now. We've got G2, Winstrike, TSM, and NIP, and ENCE all up in this northern edge. They have to find their way into the circle. There's not enough room on those hills for that many teams.
The scary point is if several teams decide to crash into power grid. Again, you have
it's big enough for 2 teams, right, but no more. It is,
but the Knights have taken control of that main front compound where you can stand up on like the edgeways above the doors and then look through the letterboxes, and you can just peek up, you can hide your body, you can shoulder peek it, you can lean, you can do whatever, and it gives you a good amount of coverage. Again, sitting there though, for how long, depending on this circle, you never want to stay too far and too much in a compound. FaZe have, I'm just looking on the map here. And
they've spread really wide, haven't they?
Yeah, FaZe have got a really wide spread, and if G2 decide to pull up on them, they could be in trouble and catch them off guard. NAP, we've got a few warning shots here. I think Michael does see them and has only level 1 helmet, be aware on Michael also. So TSM's gear, it's either been damaged and they have to pick it up along the way, or it's not in the best of form. Certainly don't like to see teams taking a fight after Circle 2 with level 1 helmets. It's never a good sign.
Reciprocity pushing up on the backside of Unity on the hill on the eastern edge as well. That's going to be Miraku being flushed out. We knew the ENCE were pushing in close. This is still outside the circle, though. ENCE still need to make the way up the hill, as do NIP, who are just trying to get in there. But they have TSM on the backs coming across the road.
Just as an update on Power Grid, Reels has gone into the middle of it to keep an eyeball on what's going on. Winstrike have also pulled up on that backside. The question is, do we see TSM or NIP slam into that wall? Because Winstrike going to be waiting there with open arms, or do TSM try and engage an IP?
TSM just watched Winstrike go up the hill and disengage. So Winstrike were on that position where TSM just are. They came up the hill, got into the back of Power Grid, that single compound is what we're talking about. You can have a team in there and a team in the main warehouse where the Knights are. The Knights themselves, obviously worried about Team Liquid. They did just get a knock from Team Liquid, but they didn't get pushed on, and now TSM and NIP going at it.
And the biggest benefit of both ends of this Power Grid is that both buildings have 2 floors to them. So you look out the windows, you have an elevated line of sight, you can see what's going on, you can overwatch into some of these battles that are going to ensue in front of you. NIP still trying to decide which way they want to go.
ENCE making a move on Unity. That's coming on the eastern side, so they've got the knock. They might push on that.
I'm seeing shots coming from afar from Team Liquid, though. If they get damaged or dinked, it might put a spanner in the works. The blue will be there, so they'll have to push them. I actually think the blue's going to force this engagement between ENCE and Unity.
There we go, yep. Okay, it's a circle we've seen many times, and the teams are kind of ready for it. ENCE are making this move. They've managed to get Das Dish down. Orange, you can see up in the hillside, has already took a big old shot as well, so he's forced to heal himself up. So Unity lose 1. They can just disengage to these compounds, but neither team in the circle. FaZe, well, they're trying to group up. Now, AT has been knocked by the big Olm coming out of Chris, but he should be revived. Fuzz is already doing that, so they're still inside the circle and safe.
It's an interesting one from Chris. I mean, it's always nice to knock someone down, take away utility from on, remove a scalp, remove a helmet, remove a chest, whatever. But it does give away the game of where G2's position is now. FaZe will be very aware. TSM still playing edge. G2 still crawling around over on the northwest area. Raise Your Edge have gone for a huge swing around. They actually might come from behind here. And unfortunately land in the backside of FaZe. If they do, they'll have an uphill battle. We're taking a quick check-in. Still with the fights that are going down in the north. We've got G2 moving up there, TSM, Winstrike still heading down. Further afield, we'll switch over though, because Navi head-to-head with Digital Athletics here. And be aware, Reciprocity is getting involved in this. They've extended away from the circle. I think they caught this fight by mistake.
Yeah.
So they either engage or they run into CrowCrowd. Either way, Rec has to take a fight, but on which side do you want to do it?
DA are a victim in their own circumstances. They were taking pot shots on Navi as they rotated, allowed Navi to get ahead of them. They've got the circle advantage now, so DA are kind of in this awkward position of being stuck in Picardo. Both Iro and Mert have to get out of there. There goes Mert, so now it leaves Iro. We can see Beautiful Death is Sixmo on the hillside, and Rec are very much getting involved in this. They're coming down to try and steal away some of these kills. Remember, they've already picked up 3 from Vitality earlier on. ENCE actually just losing 1 to NIP there in their rotates as they move in the circle. They're inside, TSM inside, G2. They're all covering the edges. Raise Your Edge have also gone in on the western side. So it's really this fight down the south that's really playing out. So Reciprocity do steal away those kills. That is some good points for Reciprocity in this game.
I think it was only 1 or 2. The issue for Rec is this terrain is absolutely brutal. They've been flushed away from one side, so they can't go up the eastern flank, which they would, and then get the plateau on top there.
Driving right up to Sixmo.
The problem is that basically Navi know that Rec have to come around all this mountainside. They are basically bottlenecked, so Navi can wait with open arms. There's only one way that Rec get out of this. CC stopping any advancement on one side, Navi on the other. Honestly, this might be where they die. Now, Doozy getting aggressive?
Yeah.
Oh, he showed himself too soon there.
7 kills for Reciprocity already. Unity are pushing into the backside of CrowCrowd. That may distract them and give Reciprocity a chance, but they've got to push around. They've got to come around. Because of this ridge line, they have to go into Na'Vi and come around Navi's backs. But the problem is Na'Vi themselves are moving on CrowCrowd. CrowCrowd might get sandwiched here.
Doozy, second.
Oh, Michael, where are you going? Michael from TSM.
There.
TSM tried to readjust, and they've bumped straight into G2 on the northern side.
Chris still scoping in with his golden arm. Have a look what else he can do. Would have been nice going for the jump shot.
Oh, Reciprocity falling. Pokemolodoy going off 1-1. Gets Hacksteady and Scoom down the second they come around that corner in the blue, and that leaves Shiv and Rafi wanting in that blue side. That's not good.
And again, that's the problem with that angle. That ridgeline is basically where they die. There's nowhere else to go. Gaxi up close and personal, using that barrel to its most advantage. They'll be able to get back to a unit of 3. CrowCrowd finds Unity, Orange, and its rent do go down.
Team Liquid have pushed on NIP's fights here.
They're going to complete them.
Doing a great job. Yeah, Vard with the nades. Team's ex-Nade God. I don't know whether we can call him that anymore. We haven't seen so much from him. He's having to back away from that one. Na'Vi getting involved in this CrowCrowd Unity battle. Unity go down in 13th place, and Reciprocity may well be following them in 12th. Rafi, the last man standing, but they did get the 7 kills, so that's 7 important points for them as they still sit down in the bottom 4.
I mean, it was nice getting some kills, but that ridgeline was always going to kill them.
Yeah.
I kind of am surprised they didn't go further down south, maybe run around the blue and do what Rafi's doing now, which is basically just trying to get an angle from behind and avoid any kind of line of sight and deny it from Na'Vi. Stay alive as much as he can, but this circle's going to be brutal for the simple fact that Power Grid, it's not quite central, but it's damn well close. And then you've just basically got the Knights bunkered down, looking outside windows.
Look at Winstrike. Nuki's position could completely cripple NIP. G2 moving up on FaZe's hill as well.
This is going to get so messy.
TSM are sweeping around the back. They may have got a nice angle on G2. They already lost Michael to them.
All these fights, Winstrike, NIP. We've got Team Liquid looking at NIP. Still Knights in the middle. They're just waiting for this to unfold. FaZe, they can see G2. TSM making the move in. Raise Your Edge are going outside into the blue to see if they can see anything from G2 here.
Rafi's still making a run for it. He's not done yet. Can he snake his way in? Can he get this med off? Just about. He does get the full med off. NIP picked off by Winstrike.
We'll see them up in the top. You can see down in the bottom corner now. Bring the picture in. All the smokes are up, but they will be dissipating rather fast. Liquid, I can see them moving in the distance. They smell the blood. The Sharks are here, and they could quite easily clean up on what's left over from NIP.
They know there's a knock there. They may catch Vard at the tree. They're trying. Chris chucking out the nades at TSM. They realize they were getting pushed in the back. Nuki goes down. Vard gets knocked. Team Liquid start to make the move with that knock. Gemty and Samty making the flank around.
That grenade from Tixu might have saved Liquid as well, because that will force Winstrike back. So now Liquid can deal with this one fight and then move on to the next. Just hold back for now. It gives them a bit of patience and a bit of time. G2 does find Rory still out in the distance. Chris is actually on his own. Brex goes down also. And this is going to get quite messy on both sides. Okay, so NIP's finally gone. A bit of breathing room now, but we need to look at G2 because they're split all over. FaZe have got them dead to rights on one corner and then TSM on the other.
Yeah, Gustav and Wookie, the last two standing for TSM with Rory out in the blue. Looks like Brexco's going to bleed out there as well. He will. So it leaves G2 on 2. The knock still on for FaZe, and Knights sitting in that power grid pretty comfortable right now. And now people are going to start moving to the ditch. But look at that south side. You got Razor Edge, M19, Na'Vi, all crunched up. But that side, Winstrike are going to move closer and closer in the compounds. Revive comes in, Mexi's going to get back up. They will get Fuzz just in time, it looks like. Are G2 going to get moved up close enough? I don't think so. Chris caught out in the back distance.
What is quite scary is that Kate's been doing this damage on his own to FaZe. So he's basically put them on the back foot and now gives them a bit of time to reposition. They could get ahead of the curve here and get ahead of the game if they really wanted to.
You just killed yourself, son. Elite player, that's right, that's Razor Edge and M19. So they were the two scouts, actually. FastRail and Elite player are both the wide players. Uber's actually coming down towards Razor Edge. He's looking down the backside. They're thinking, okay, we don't want to go north because TSM and G2 are there. We're going to go south. So FaZe will come into the backside of Razor Edge where they're going to leapfrog ahead of them. There's a crate drop in the ditch, which FaZe may well go straight towards.
Uber's getting aggressive on his own. I just want to make a point of that. He needs to be really careful because he basically has all 3 members of Razor Edge behind him.
He doesn't know. He's no idea.
He's no idea. We can see it on the map. I'm just trying to give you guys a bigger picture on what's going down here. And as soon as I say that, Sigsy does find him. It's an instant flush. FaZe need to make a move soon because that circle is moving. G2 will now start to fall one by one. Kane's instantly finished off. And remember, that shot from Reels has come from the power grid up through the little portholes of that building.
Level 3 in action there. Fuzz is going to be thinking, how did Chris not go down? But now they're getting peppered. FaZe are in all sorts of trouble. They're getting hit from every angle. Razor Edge's going to get the revive on. Look at Gustav in the smoke. Udi has managed to get around the back of him. It's very, very messy. Wookie will go down. Reels gets involved. He manages to take one down. TSM will fall. It's the 10th place for them. G2 may well follow straight behind as Chris in that level 3 gear is really all that's kept him alive.
He's still tanking it as the lad.
FaZe got players. They got back up. So that engagement actually bought them a small amount of time.
And crate.
And a crate that's in that ditch, yeah.
I'll take a look. Remember, when you go for these crates, especially at this time of day, they're usually just going for gear.
Oh, in the open, Mexi. The Razor Edge is going to come over this hill. It's a turkey shoot. It's easy for them. FaZe is going to get picked apart here. The only thing that's saving them is Reels in the distance. He's getting knocked Getting knock after knock after knock. First turns on them. Sigsy gets taken down. Chris trying to go for the spray down, and Chris sees the little Wookiee, but again, the Knights get themselves another third-party kill.
Reels is just being a beast right now. He's using that elevation to his full advantage. Those portholes on the power grid are just so powerful. You literally hide all of your body. If you've got a level 2 helmet on there, you can take a shot or two. When you're rocking 6 times and a DMR, you can just keep on trucking. Now they have to work for the money, though, because they have to get to the circle, but they have to be aware that Winstrike, and if they've played this right, they absolutely know that Winstrike is inside that hangar next to them. If they don't, then they have really let the ball slip here by not keeping track of them.
But the problem is that they know they can't go directly south because Team Liquid are there, sat ready and waiting for them in the ditches. Tixu's trying to get ahead of the curve and trying to get ahead into the crates and maybe catch the Knights off. Jempty gets himself in onto Navi. I think Bestalosh is going to catch Jempty in the back here. We're seeing Tixu doing the work and pushing in on the Knights. Here goes Winstrike.
Here's the push. Maybe he might throw a spanner in the works here as he does damage up Jorski. Reels with a grenade popping off at the door, hoping someone wants to walk this way. Wanted, holds his angle, and now it all comes down to the last man standing. Breach and clear, boys. The Finns are here.
Oh, he doesn't realize they've gone past. They're coming around the side, and Winstrike sweep through the Knights without batting an eyelid.
It's questionable. They've had that position for so long. I think they waited a little bit too long. They should have just gone for it. Or maybe even pushed onto Winstrike. They were in that hangar. Remember, in that hangar where they are, you've got a couple of oil drums and barrels you can hide behind, but it's very open. A few grenades inside there. They might have caught a few players.
This is a chance for Winstrike to move out here because Navi and M19 just engaged each other and it's maybe bought time. Winstrike are moving out on the south side, on the northern edge. They have to move in. They've got to go through Chris. They'll take him down. That's going to be a 5th place. Another consistent performance for G2, continuing to get those points. Team Liquid realize the situation. They're trying to engage onto Winstrike as they make the move, and they're going to push around. Team Liquid should have the overlook here.
19 and Navi can just deal with one another. And Liquid just picks players off on Winstrike one by one. This makes the job of winning this game a hell of a lot easier. To be fair, they'll potentially push Winstrike into a position where maybe M19 or Navi spots a player. And slowly but surely, if they can just pick them off one by one, they should be the winner of the game. That's a beautiful set of kills from Tixu, actually. Good job from there, back-to-back.
5 on him again now. Said on yesterday, I knew I could take them because I'm a better player. It was a confident call from him, but they're in trouble now. Okay, 3-way battle. Winstrike with 3, Navi with 3, and Liquid with 4. Who's going to come out on top as Buckamoldo finds Tixu?
3 times with the comp and the M4.
Nookie on the flank. Oh, he sees Santi, the flanker. That could have been really the pivotal move for Team Liquid. Jeems is right on top of him, though, so he'll get Nookie down. Ibby comes around, gets the sweep. They realize there is one reviving down there, but they are aware of their backs. Ibby quickly goes back to the shack, realizes Navi are pushing their position.
I'm okay with the res at this time in that position. They can get it. Unless Winstrike get a hyper-aggressive push here. I'm seeing 2 players just fixate on that knock. They have to be careful if he's extending himself into the middle. A wild spread. Oh, God, okay. Just an instant dink. And thank you very much. I'll claim the 2 points and the 3rd position. Fair play.
That's, yeah, Pokemon going off quickly there.
Is that a double tap dink?
Yeah,
it must have been because the helmets were just completely gone, surely.
60 kills and counting for him.
The SLR is just such a great weapon.
I remember there was a lot of talk of whether it was overpowered when it came in. Has had to go through just a few tweaks, but Team Liquid holding the hillside here. It's a big advantage. Do they know about Bestalosh? That's the question. Who is up close and personal on the ditch? They've got to realize somebody's going to be around there. But these 2 ridge lines, the question is, where will they go? It's going to center up, and Bestalosh is pretty much at that central point. It's going to be in and around this rock you can see in the center of your screen. So it's really on Team Liquid to push down with Navi holding that point.
You'd have to expect Bestalosh basically to be a bit of a pawn here. He might be able to get a knock, but I would expect a refrag instantly. Oof. Okay, now that changes things completely.
Yeah.
They've basically just taken away the elevation away from Navi. They can't res him here. Bestalosh has also been spotted as well. He's down to next to nothing. Yeah, clean up crew. Job done, Liquid.
Just going to find Pokemon Lodoy, the last man standing. For Na'Vi, it's going to be a 10-kill game for Team Liquid if they can finish this one off. Na'Vi themselves, they're going to be happy. Puckham all day. He's just going to try and flush as many points as he can quickly. He's waiting for someone on the back. Here we go. Sees James. That's going to be an easy kill. There we go. That's going to be a safe one. So secures another point. Obviously, these are top 4 teams, so every little point counts. Up the top there, Team Liquid were down to 4th place. This may put them back above G2. Puckham is going to deny the points, and he's happy. He got himself a kill, denied the points, job done. It's going to be a chicken dinner going the way of Team Liquid. That's going to be what? Their 7th victory so far in 54 games.
Making the best of a bad situation. I'm absolutely fine with that for Pokemon. Grabs himself another point before going down, then denies Liquid any more move on that table by taking away an extra point from them. Liquid, though, standing tall. It was a really nice move rather than pushing into Power Grid. They just held back. Took the ridge line as a team of 4.